Happy Sunday. Woof. Wow. What a wild weekend. I had a lot of fun. For those of you who weren't keeping track of what we were doing or may have been away, we had our inaugural Tromania event this weekend with Lloyd Kaufman, president, founder, co-founder of Troma Pictures. Um, Six Troma films, three premieres, and three classics, audio commentary, autographs, signing, I mean, all kinds of stuff, pictures. If you check out our Instagram page, or um, you'll see a lot of a lot of pictures. A lot of people were able to make it. Rhea, I keep. She told me the proper pronunciation of both her first and last name, but I'll probably continue to screw it up for the rest of my life. Raya showed up. She was a big help. Fourth 1000 showed up. Didn't get arrested. Which most people from the 909 when they come out to Vegas, they end up causing trouble. But he helped too. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. A lot of fun this week, and it was exhausting. I have not slept very much over the last couple of days. I got done at 2 a.m. last night once we did the cleanup and everything else, and I got home, and then there was a huge concert in Vegas right down the street because I'm right down the street from the strip, and so traffic was all goofy. There was detours. Lacuna Coil I think was there. A couple of bands I would actually go see if I wasn't busy doing my own thing, but so yeah, I got home about 2. I just a little bit amped up and got to sleep about an hour later, and then got up and did some stuff. I got garbage sleep, so I was unconscious for a certain amount of time, but I got garbage sleep. So hopefully now that we're post Tromania, I can go ahead and sleep a little bit easier. But yeah, I had a lot of fun over the weekend. Met a lot of new people. People came from out of state, so missed out on a lot of the stuff that you guys were talking about. Thank you, Thade and Stella, for anchoring the show last night, making it so that there was a Saturday night overnighter show. So that I could bring Lloyd on, and you guys got to hear from him, ask him a few questions. Sorry we couldn't have him on there longer, but there was a lot of chaos before, during, and after that interview that we were able to get on. So I was able to get him on for that. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. So that's my last big event for a while that I will be running. I mean, other people will be running it through the Sci-Fi Center banner, but man, I just want to keep it simple for the next couple of weeks. Watch some sports. Okay, so let's see who's in the chat. Yeah, yeah. Well, at least you got to lay down during the event, dude. How you doing? I haven't seen anything confirmed, but like I said, he's just as good as any. I think a lot of the names I haven't heard a bad name that's been bantied about that's been bad. I mean, a lot of it is going to depend on before I once again I always say this before I can judge on whether casting is good or not. I need to know. I need to see a script. I need to know what the premise is. I need to know the vision of the director, because every time I pass judgment on a actor that is going to be in a movie, I end up looking like a fool simply because I don't know what the intentions of that director are. And it was the same thing with Heath Ledger. I mean, when first time I heard Heath Ledger's name is Joker, I'm like, oh, I made a bunch of jokes about Brokeback Mountain, and I laughed until I saw the first trailer for The Dark Knight, and he wasn't even seen in it yet. You just heard his voice, and I'm like, this is going to be an all-time great performance. Christopher Nolan, who I'm not the biggest fan of, but he knew what he wanted for that Joker, and Heath Ledger knew how he wanted to portray that Joker. So a lot of the casting announcements, I think people get caught up in the casting announcements. They don't really mean anything. They don't really mean, because what a lot of people do is they hear actor A is playing it, and the only thing that they really can focus on is what that actor has done. When you understand that an actor and or actress is their job is to become completely something different than what they are or what they were the last time. So someone's body of work may not mean anything as a in relation to whether they can play a character or not. So any name that gets brought up, I think will probably end up being a decent character. It's going to be up to James Gunn's script and whether he can actually pull this off. I think he can dynamically pull it off. I just don't know if the environment will accept what he's putting out. That's his biggest thing. uh, James Gunn's ability to write this, direct this, and cast this is fine. I have no doubt in that. The biggest doubt and the biggest hurdle he's going to have to overcome is the environment that he is releasing the film in. It's just not the best right now. Not only comic book wise, but DC hasn't done anything to ingratiate their fans and make them feel like they want to spend more years investing in DCs. So hopefully that changes. Hopefully that changes with the Flash. So. I didn't drink enough over the weekend, by the way. It's in the 90s here in Vegas. You know what's coming. All right, so let's go ahead and answer some questions before you jump into some crazy stuff. Yeah, Lacuna Coil. I didn't come upon them. I knew they've been around for 20 years, but and I heard a couple of songs, but lately I've been listening to a little bit more of them. How you doing, Vince? Hi, Raya. Raya, am I pronouncing it right? Raya. Raya. And your last name, I had been butchering in my head forever, and now that you've sounded it out to me, I can now not feel like a fool. Numbers question. Hey William, do you agree that they'll announce a cast of at least Superman at San Diego Comic Con? Maybe. I would expect it to be sooner, but maybe they'll wait for Comic Con because of the fact that they don't want to, they want the Flash to have a lot of exposure. I'm not sure, but now that Comic Con, we're in May. Comic Con is what, literally 2 months away. By the way, I'm going to be going for a day. Don't know exactly what day I'm going, but I will most likely be going for a day, and that's probably for the best. I don't think I can do the 4 day trip. Like go down there, hang out, fly back in one day. Probably the best thing for me. How you doing, Aaron? All right, since Blade and Beetlejuice are now set to release on the same day, what are you guys looking forward to watching? By the way, that's not going to happen. One of those is going to move. All right, no, they're not gonna put those out on the same day. One, it's not in the best interest. I mean, that's what it is now, but they're gonna have to move one of those because it's just a matter of it's not in the best interest of either movie to share that kind of box office. Even though a lot of them are somewhat different demographics, it's still potential blockbuster type movies. I don't see why they would keep them on the same day. Yeah, well, I read a lot of times if I read a name and I never hear it out loud, then I won't I will never correct it. And then, like I said, I didn't ask her when she was in Vegas the first time. I never asked her how to pronounce her name. She just responded to it. So it's like, here you go. Yeah, yeah. This is hoping the Lakers beat the Nuggets. Out of all the matchups that they've had, the one with the Nuggets is the most. Hold on, we're having some issues with. I'm watching my cocks come in and out on my big screen here, and it's pissing me off. But yeah, this is a very favorable matchup. Very favorable matchup with them because basically the main thing you have to do is disrupt Jokic. Jokic is the engine for their team. He makes everything work. And right now, Anthony Davis is playing the best defense I've ever seen him play. And they also have help defense. So if you can disrupt him, it takes away a lot of what they're going to do. So I think this is a good matchup for them. It's my birthday today at the end of 66 way from 40 leap year 2024. So you get an extra 2 years. Hey, 40, nothing wrong with 40. We'll get you your Golden Girls VHS set and your Matlock VHS set and all those fiber and pain pills and stuff. So is it? So it's Rhea. So I was saying it right. See, Rhea. Yeah, you know what? Like I said, I wonder if Streamrats lets me forcibly replace this walrus thing. I want to use the picture of you with Toxic Avenger. Yeah, Fourth was out here. Fourth and Ray were out here. Ray, we're out here eating at Sister Kim's, so they can now attest to the great food. They never made me. Are you sure? Because I was stumbling all over myself, man. But I think everything turned out fun. I mean, like I say I've been planning for this event for a while, and a lot of the planning, there were some last minute hiccups and things like that. But I think the event went well. Everybody I talked to had fun. Everybody who drove out and flew out had fun. Lloyd had fun. We took care of him, so I was overall, I was very happy with the event. I was very happy. I think the event was a very, unmitigated success. Let's make sure that my internet is working. Hold on. We're connected. All right. Yeah, yeah. Ray got me these. So these were cool, and the coolest thing about these is the mic quality is the best of all my mics. I mean, I got mics and stuff, real cool mics that I went out and invested in and got these, and all these are inferior to the mic that's on this headset. And then the mic at the store, the old Amazon mic I got, when I tested the sound quality was better on that Amazon, the cheaper one. So yeah, I love this. I love these things. Well, yeah, maybe Sunday would be best for Comic Con, snacks and deals, and lower foot traffic, possibly. Yeah, I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna get in there with Lloyd, so he's gonna let me know what day. He'll hook me up on that one. So yeah, whatever day that they're available. Sunday would be fine. Thursday would be fine. Friday would be fine. Saturday would probably be a disaster, not only because it takes me away from my busiest day here, but I don't care about anything happening in Hall H. I have no use for Hall H. I would rather be here watching all that on YouTube. I know it's chaos. Hall H is the Saturday is their big day, and it really restricts the traffic. And I want to be able to move around. I want to be able to pick up some business cards. I want to be able to make connections. I want to be able to meet distributors. That's the main reason I go to a convention is to make connections for the Sci-Fi Center to be able to get because there's certain people that are just there, and then once you make connections with them, you can get things for a lot cheaper. I mean, there's just going to be a whole lot of stuff there business wise. I don't need Hall H. I have no. Have I expressed how much I truly hate Cox communication? I don't think I can express and put into words just how much I hate Cox communications. I was watching it flicker on my TV, and then I knew it was about to go, and I wasn't sure. So yeah. Anyway, as I was saying, I would only be going to Comic Con to make business connections, see the sights and the sounds, meet some distributors, meet some people that might make life easier for me as far as ordering. You know, and uh, stuff like that. So Sunday might be a good day for me. So all right. Yeah, we lost William for a little bit. Like I said, I just reset my modem. So hopefully that does it. But right now I'm on my hotspot on my phone, so who knows? No, it's my internet. So let's see. All right, William, what's your thoughts on Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, Mission 500 million? It's a super expensive movie, so I don't know what they needed to break even, but I expect it to be up in the my guess is that was going to be in the 700 million by the time it's all over with. So I don't know, but you got Fast and the Furious coming. I don't know what it's up against, but I think 750 is where I think it should be. So it's in its what second weekend, so it may lose a little bit of steam. I don't. It's hard because I don't know what they consider a success these days in post Ant-Man Quantumania uh, reality. So all right, I thought so. I have the same one on my head now, minus the ears. Oh yeah, let me get back because I lost some of you guys. Yeah, man, you just disappeared. I thought you were coming for night two. You just disappeared. I was so disappointed. Yeah, this Cox thing is all screwed up. Up, it's coming back on. I'm so pissed right now. Yeah, yeah. Let's see. I wish I could stay longer, but my Vegas visit was technically a family vacation, so I was supposed to visit the Cypress Center for 2 hours, but stay for 10. Ah, okay. When you put it that way, then we're good. I forgive you. Yeah, it's going to start topping out. I don't know if it'll reach 1.3, but only 11 animated movies have reached a billion, and it's one of them. So, oh, good. I've been saying it wrong. I'm usually screaming Raya when I type the name and say hi. John Morant's a moron. John Morant is a moron. You just served an eighth game suspension for this madness, and you're going to get on. And it's not like he's being caught on camera. This fool's posting these videos, him waving a gun around, throwing signs up, on his social media after he told the commissioner that he wasn't going to do it. So, yeah. All right, well, yeah, bubble rematch. All four teams in 2020 conference finals will face again. Yeah, and everybody who says that the bubble playoffs were not legit can go screw themselves because this is the same teams that were there, including my Lakers. Yeah, unfortunately, I think Doc's going to get fired tomorrow. So let's see. All right. All right, let's roll down to some of the. All right. Yeah, yeah. Chili covers, pastrami, and cheese. Yeah, we all ate. I took several swings at Sister Kim's, but that's where I eat though. Like I said, when they're open, I'm there. And when they're not open, it sucks. Thought of Evil Dead Rise cost 130 million at the worldwide box office. Well, again, with that budget that it was on, 20 something million, it was great. Let's see. Let's go down. Okay, if it had a 49% drop, that's good. That's good. Anything under 50% is great. Because some of these movies have been dropping 70%. Yeah, they started 0-5, not just 2-10. They started 0-5, and we're headed nowhere. Yeah, directly in that trade. Not only did Rob Pelinka save his job, he turned his entire season around. Yeah, yeah. I spent Mother's Day with my mom. Got her hooked up. Got Lloyd back so he could spend Mother's Day with his wife and their kids. So no, I haven't. I sent a bunch of people to see it, but I did not get to see it myself. Yes, not the biggest Knights fan, even though I live here in Vegas. I'm from Los Angeles, but they eliminated the Oilers, who I absolutely loathe. I absolutely cannot stand the Edmonton Oilers, especially this current version of the Edmonton Oilers makes me physically ill. So seeing them go away and everything about them go away, and the curse on Canada continues. It's been 30 years now. It'll be 34 years plus since the last Canadian team won the Stanley Cup, and that team was Montreal, and they screwed my Kings in the process. And it's been 30 years since. Yeah, yeah, getting them back. We had some issues with the flight because um, his assistant, we never you know when I booked him, it's like, hey, Lloyd Kaufman, that's who we're booking it under, right? And then it ends up that he does not. That's his name is Stanley, and that's in the modern era of flying, you have to have your name that's on all your documentation as the one that's on the ticket. So that was a lot of fun. We spent while the movies and stuff were going on day two, we spent a fair amount of time getting that sorted out so he wouldn't have to worry about that. But we got it sorted out and he was able to have fun for the remainder of the event and we got him on the plane, comfortable ride. I'm pretty sure he's there in New York now. But yeah, man, he's a joy to be around. For 77, he has way more energy than I do. So, all right. I'm gonna let Raya answer that question. No, I'm not. Not that I listen. The Fast and the Furious franchise is I'm pretty much done with it. We got a crap ton of stuff to give away though. So we got T-shirts, we got all kinds of stuff that I have to give away that I was supposed to give away this weekend, but we were caught up in our event. So we're sending people to the movies tomorrow to see the advanced screening of Fast X, and then we'll be giving away the stuff to the regular. Let's see. Thought on Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 holds the world record for most prosthetics used in film with 22,500. The record was previously how the Grinch go. Wow, I didn't even know that was a record. All right. All right. Superman Legacy will be populated by many faces as it will seek to introduce DC heroes that are already established in the movie setting. That's probably the best way to go, just to get to the chase. Like I said, he's got an uphill battle simply because of the environment that this film was being released in. So he's got to, I'm pretty sure they're going to keep that in mind that this isn't friendly territory necessarily. And then I'm not just talking about Snyder fans. It's just in general the tolerance for DC, the delays, the lack of star power with their superhero, the Trinity, a lot of just the patience is up. And now on top of that, you're telling people we're not gonna see anything, you know, until 2 years from now. I don't know what kind of DC audience. All these pundits just immediately say that as soon as a Superman movie comes out, everybody's just going to flock to it. They're not flocking to the superhero movies that are happening right now. So, yeah, granted, Superman is an A-lister, but once again, we you have to understand your first superhero movie will probably have a hard time simply because the man babies are not going to embrace it immediately. They will, but it's going to come at a cost to your initial investment. And I hope that the Warner Brothers does not panic when those numbers come in. All right, numbers. So, what would be the chances of James Gunn showing up again? I don't know. I don't know. A lot of it will probably be you know, based on convenience and if Lloyd was there because he loves Lloyd Kaufman. So I would say at least a 5% chance, just to swing by to say hi to him. It wouldn't be for us; it would be for him. But I would definitely exploit it if he did. And now the Fast Saga's two-part finale in 3 parts. Dom's probably going to drive his car directly through the sun and come out unharmed in one last. Yeah, I do. We joke, but well, Casting William Defoe's been casting Beetlejuice. Whenever you can add an actor of that caliber, it's always good. I was like, how can I help Mr. Kaufman gets elbowed out of the way? Oh, Ray can handle it. Oh, that's hilarious. Hey, I mean, if you have your choice, I mean, come on, man. Yeah. Thoughts on Transformer: Rise of the Beast is tracking to earn 30 to 40 million in its domestic box office weekend. Where does that put it? Is that I don't think that's good. I think it needs a lot more, right? This okay. This would be one of the lowest box office performance uh, ever for Transformers franchise, staying only behind Bumblebee. Well, the last few movies that they have released haven't done it any favors. Like I said, the Transform. I'm gonna go see this one because Unicron did it. But the last few movies of Transformers, the last 3 movies to me, I don't think, aside from Bumblebee, have not done the franchise any favors. All right, well, on the final runtime Flash movies, 2 hours 24 minutes. That sounds about right. And that movie's probably going to move at such a pace that that's going to fly by. Yeah, that's the biggest risk. That's going to be the biggest risk because once again, if David Zaslav has not explained to the shareholders that this is going to not get off to the best of starts possibly, and they're looking for $1 billion, and first of all, they're fools if they're looking for $1 billion from this movies too. So there's just DC doesn't have the credibility right now. Maybe the Flash will change that, but once again, if it's known that we're going in a drastically different direction in what the Flash pushes out, then that even makes it even harder for them to pull this off. So, ooh, that's a tough question, man. I mean, I'm biased towards the Blade Runner promotion that we did 5 years ago, 6 years ago. Um, all the Spider-Man ones that we've done have been cool. The Dune. Oh, Godzilla versus Kong. Godzilla versus Kong. When we did the drive-in, we did a drive-in for Godzilla versus Kong. We had people wearing Team Kong shirts that set up on one side of the parking lot. People had Team Godzilla T-shirts and merchandise that set up on one, and it was like a team going thing. And we showed Kong Skull Island and Godzilla King of the Monsters as a double feature. And then everybody who showed up got tickets and posters. I mean, that was probably my one of the coolest ones. We've done a lot of cool, wacky stuff though, but that's the one that pops out to mind. The more I think about the Flash, the more I'm taking your advice and don't commit your thoughts as a DC fan any further than that, especially with a lot of rumored cameos and pathways in it. Yeah, yeah, just let the Flash do the work that your mind just doesn't have to do. I think a lot of our questions on every level, will be answered by the response to the Flash. One of the questions that will be answered for me is this current management group up to the task of interpreting that response and doing the right things with it. That's going to be an interesting thing to me. If this movie does well and they continue to just go this whole let's restart, let's reset everything thing, then to me, I'm going to lose a lot of faith in the current management. Because, like I said, I just don't see how you can retail wise look at a movie that could be that successful and not try to capitalize and build on it. That's just that's the Hollywood machine. That's how success runs in Hollywood. You find something that works and you use it until it doesn't make any money anymore. So to do something with the Flash and then not, capitalize on it would be, I think, a mistake. But it's their mistake to make. Once again, when it comes to casting rumors are meaningless to me. Not to say you're meaningless, Jacob, but casting rumors are meaningless to me. Because as fans, we're at a huge disadvantage. We know nothing about what a script is going to be like. We about what he's looking for as far as portrayal goes. Well, what the auditions are looking like, how this person's going to play the role, how this person's going to make it their own, and nothing any of these people have done is any indicator of whether or not they can do well or what kind of Superman or Lex Luthor they will play, any more than anything that Heath Ledger did in his catalog could have prepared you for the Joker he gave you. Was Brokeback Mountain going to prepare you for the Joker? Was Last Night going to, or First Night going to prepare you for the Joker? No, so these guys are literally paid to be something else other than what you've seen before and other than what they are. So, you know, casting questions are really, really hard for me to wrap my head around because of the fact that they don't mean anything as far as like what we know. Now, if he chooses either of these people, then that means he's going a certain direction, but we won't know that direction until we start seeing trailers and start seeing the premise. So I'm sorry I can't be more detailed about when it comes to that. I just don't have an opinion yet because I don't have enough to go on. All right. I think what I appreciated most about Tromania was that I didn't have to think about studio issues or writer strikes. I could sit back and enjoy some colorful B movie fun. It was definitely colorful and it was definitely B movies. Man, some of these movies were just batshit crazy, man. I mean, wow. Some of the stuff that was going on screen, even by trauma levels, was like, wow. But yeah, it was a fun. Once we got the event started, it was a lot of fun to be a part of. First DCU movie does not make expected amount opening. Yeah, like I said, that's going to be on Zaslav though. Zaslav has to have primed them and gotten them ready. If right now DC executives are expecting $1 billion Superman movie, they're just as stupid as the people in 2013 who had those expectations. All right, even though it's literally 10 years since the Man of Steel was released, the expectations for Superman Legacy, whether it does it or not, is one thing. But to set your expectations and to plan on that is the absolute dumbest thing anybody can do. And I hope they are smarter this time around because that would be devastating for the potential of what James Gunn is doing to collapse under really dumb expectations because you've seen the damage that stupid expectations did to DC. So I hope that's not the case. William thought on preparations for casting The Last of Us season 2 underway until earlier this week when it was put on hold. Um, yeah, I mean it's already taking long enough to get HBO series off the back for seasons anyway. I mean look how long we waited for Sopranos between seasons 5 and 6. Look how long we had to wait between Game of Thrones. Look how long we're gonna have to wait between House of Dragons. That's pre-writer's strike. So now we're talking about adding on to an already lengthy process when it comes to HBO shows. That sucks. Excited about The Flash. I'll be in India and I will watch it with my siblings. Wow, that's cool. William also HBO, the hope of the season beginning shooting early 2024. I mean, yeah, that's wow, dude. That's yeah, that sucks. Flash and Blue Beetle. Blue Beetle I'm gonna go see because I probably promote it and have nothing to lose. Yeah, I mean, once again, when something makes money, when something's successful, you continue to go along that route until it's no longer successful. I mean, if they do them and they continue to make money, keep doing them. If they do them and box office declines, then you have to rethink rethink everything. Ava DuVernay will not renew her deal with Warner Bros. Television or previous deal. Yeah, probably don't fit in. Remember, she was a holdover from the last regime, so. Uh, well, no, neither one of them stole money. It was idiotic management that hired them on and didn't do anything with them. That's on them. How you doing, Larry? Yeah, I had a real good time. Real good time. Like I said, hopefully I heal up and rest up because, like I said, it was a wild weekend. But it's getting delayed yet again by part of the Marvel machine. I'll be shocked if it's not all one to move the date from Beetlejuice probably stages. Probably. But one of those, I guarantee you, one of those is gonna move. Yeah, we do. We need more of that little man. William thought on Across the Spider-Verse is dragging to earn 70 to 80 million in film's domestic opening weekend. Yeah, the first one pulled in just under 400 million, so I think this one's actually going to exceed that. So I'm happy to see that. Well, yeah, yeah, it's gonna have a cliffhanger ending because it goes into the second part of it. So, fourth question, basic question: what type of characters and stories resonate with you, William? Um, as far as like long form, all science fiction, futuristic storylines, alien type storylines, characters like Blade Runner, superhero characters in general, I'm okay with. But characters like Deckard, Officer K from Blade Runner 2049, those kind of characters that live in exotic situations like the future and futuristic LA, but are still dealing with the same everyday things that we do here. If you watch Blade Runner 2049, if you take the backdrop of the futuristic LA and all the science fiction elements, it's really about a guy trying to make it through the day, do the job, do his job the best he can do, find his own identity, and find some type of companionship and happiness. And if you look at it, if you strip away the science fiction elements of Blade Runner 2049, it's relatable to just about everybody who's going through that. Most people are going through the same things as those people in the movies are. It's just we don't live in 2049 LA. We don't have replicants running around, and our jobs are not as cool as his. But so those kind of characters are the ones that resonate with me. Hold on for a second, guys. I think that's cock calling me back. Yeah, I'm having some major issues with these guys. I put in a help call and they just call me back. So, all right, let's see. So yeah, those are the kind of stories that resonate to me. Yeah, I'm starting to affect my situation here. So I'm probably going to end up ending the stream early. So let me get to the main topic I had on there. Heard a lot of talking over the last couple of days about streaming and layoffs and Disney Plus losing money, things like that. And I hear a lot of people. Let me see if this is working. A lot of people that are like, okay, so is that working? I hate Cox. Okay, so I'm gonna have to fix these clowns. All right, so yeah, I'm gonna end the stream earlier, but yeah, I don't think the streaming wars are over. I don't think the dawn of streaming is over. I just think that COVID pushed us a lot further than it originally was, and we just basically have to re-strategize. And once they do that, I think we'll be okay again. But yeah, I'm having some issues. I might try to come back on later on, but right now I'm having some issues with my internet, and right now even my phone's getting out. So guys, sorry about that, but we were on for about 40 minutes, a little bit longer than Midnight Express. I'll be back tomorrow with an update of what the hell's happening here with my cable, and I'm gonna get on the phone right now to Cox and just cuss them out. And I will see you guys later on. Sorry for the abbreviated show, but nice to see you after all this couple of days. All right.